going on?
That's really, it's just there's a lot of trouble on the high road. You've got a lot of the youths on the high road throwing flares and fireworks and that. Because I live round the corner from Main Street itself, you get a lot of the youngsters running through, like running away from the police, and they're just collecting in masses on the corners of quiet streets and that. So yeah, I mean, apart from that, it's a bit surreal, really. You know, it's something like this, you don't expect it to come out of what's going on nowadays. The MPs, the politicians, they're all out enjoying their holidays, and London's tearing itself apart.
It is. What was the situation for you this afternoon? You've been out at all? You've had to go back home? What have you...
I myself work in Ilford, and all the shops and residences and all that, they had to close early in Ilford. Everyone was all the businesses were advised to close their shops early and leave, because there was a lot of collection, a lot of gatherings out on the streets and that. There's a lot of people that are literally hanging around on the streets waiting for it to go a little bit darker before they start doing the shops open. You can see it in their faces. But, you know, the police are powerless until they've done something.
So you're thinking it will get worse in Hackney tonight, yeah?
So Hackney and Ilford is definitely going to get a lot worse tonight, yeah. There's no doubt about it. The intention is already there. That's the problem. The intention is there. It's to the people that you see as I'm walking home from work, as I'm driving through to Hackney, that it's kind of like a bit of excitement to these people, you know? They get a kick out of this sort of thing. It's not good to see, really.
Well, it is. I mean, it's an excuse, isn't it? They get into the shops and they see you'll see them gathering, as you've said. Have you seen any arrests so far?
I've seen a few arrests. Yeah, I saw a few coming home through Ilford. I think the police they're kind of getting it wrong a little bit. It's a little bit unfortunate because some of the people that you can see them arresting, they look like quite vulnerable people. I saw a woman getting arrested. She was walking down the street on her own, and she got arrested. And there's on the opposite side of the road watching her, a gang of 5, 6 youths with their hoods up, just sitting there watching, scarves across their faces. I think the police are slightly disillusioned as to who they're supposed to be going for. They're arresting the people that aren't going to do anything, and they're leaving the ones that are going to cause trouble out on the streets.
That sounds crazy. Alex, stay safe, won't you, mate?
Take care, mate. Look after yourselves. I'll speak to you soon, I think.
Nice one, Alex. In Hackney, where it's not looked good this afternoon, and he predicts it's going to get a lot worse. Let's go to East London. Paul is as a West Ham fan. How you doing, Paul?
Hello, mate.
Hey, Paul. What's your point, mate?
I'm a firefighter, and I'm going to spread a little bit of thing. I was there Saturday, and these people phoning up blaming politicians not coming back. Well, I don't really see what the politicians are going to do when they come back anyway. They're not out on the front line. To be presented with, how can you put it, 18-year-olds with standing there with knives, with planks of wood, threatening that if you put out this fire, if you do this, if you get out your appliance, if you do this, do that, you're going to get attacked. This doesn't come just like that. It comes right from the start. Now, everyone's going, Goffrey, you said get the army in and get the police out. Now, the reason the police can't do nothing is because, and I'm going to be very, very political here, we went through it with the LFB. Are you still there, Ned?
Yeah, we're still there, mate.
Yeah. We went through this with the LFB a few years ago when the GLC, Ken Livingstone GLC, wanted to cut stations. He wanted to cut the fire brigade. We went on strike, blah, 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 all hell let loose. It then come out that the fire brigade, we had to take on a percentage of unemployed people to join the fire brigade. Not necessarily the right people, but they had to be seen to be doing that. At the training centre down in Southwark, you had people turn up there who were never going to be a firefighter, but they had to do it. The police are doing the same thing. Years ago, you had to be a certain height, a certain thing to join the police. It's the way it is. If you're wherever you are and you get a 5'4" policeman walk in or a 6'8" policeman walk in, you'll take more notice of the bigger one. It's a fact of life. We all do it. That uniform, the police, people phone up saying, oh, you can't blame this and you can't blame that. The police are in a no-win situation. If they're too forceful, everyone's on their case. If they're not forceful, everyone's on their case. Them police officers on Saturday night didn't stand a chance, like we didn't stand a chance. Now, we don't get that very, very often at all. Certain places in SE1, yeah, you need a police escort to turn up, but on the scale of Saturday night, because they know they get away with it. There is nothing that police officer can do, because if they draw their truncheon first or their baton and they get out first, they get sued, they get done, their job's gone. The police force, the politicians were more interested over the last few years of getting the crime figures down for the police force. They was more interested in the paperwork side of it, rather than putting more police out to protect us, to uphold the law, so all of us, the likes of me, you, every single person in this country, every politician wanted the figures down. Now the figures come down in the police force. I have some good friends in the police force. The figures come down on the amount of arrest convictions they take. They take it. They work their nuts off to go through to the CPS to get chucked out, because this on the allegations and this, they can't do it, they can't prove it, so it gets chucked out. The police then, all their station, their department, whatever it is, Greater Manchester, Metropolitan, Sussex, East Surrey, their crime figures, oh well, this figure's down, this figure's down, this figure's down. When we come to a situation like we are coming to now, the people know that the police can't do nothing. The people know that the police's hands are tied. They can go out and do what they like.
Well, I take issue with you there, Paul. A lot of what you're saying, I understand, and I know police officers and totally the paperwork and target figures, etc., is completely messed up how they do things. You can't tell me the police do not have the power to arrest somebody who smashes a shop window. Nobody can tell me that. The police have the power to do that, and yet what we're seeing, for various reasons, is that the police are standing off, letting it happen, and people seem to be getting away.
There's no leaders there in the police. Like I said, they're scared to death of being that guy who lashes out and causes injury to someone. As I said, it could still get sued, and that's why, for me, the only way we're going to get over this, if we want it to end quickly, is get the army in. We'll have no fear. They'll not be bothered about. They're not here. They're in the army for a reason. Get them in. They'll sort it out.
Well, that's why,
the best army in the world.
Paul was talking about the lack of politicians coming back and how he felt that didn't matter, there was nothing to do with it. Well, I actually believe that if our leaders were back here and they were on top of the situation and have been for the last few days, maybe they would feel the same as you and send the army in. I might be wrong though. 6:45 on TalkSport.